At 6 months old, I was living with my dad's girlfriend, and the abuse started happening then. My mother remarried. My grandparents thought that she was well enough to be able to look after me, so she sent me to my mum. But then her marriage broke up again. She started drinking alcohol, started doing that, and started bringing people inside our house. Had a lot of parties going on inside our house. It was a very scary place to be. So violent that I felt that I had to look after my younger brothers and sisters. I would grab my brothers and sisters and I'd go inside the room. We had no locks or no nothing on our doors, so I'd use knives to stick inside the doors and put our bed across the door so we could feel safe. And I just saw stuff that a child should never see. My grandmother was a very hard-working lady. She was hardly ever home, and she had to work to put food on the table. And she was a cleaner at night. She used to go into Wellington on the train. While she was away, my uncles started coming into my rooms. I thought it was normal. I thought this is what children had to do for people. I really did. I thought this was love. I thought this is how you show love to the people who were supposed to love you. It was ugly. It was one of the worst times in my life. One of them, but with many. So I get to Australia. Who do I? And I go and live with my auntie. And she really didn't want to have anything to do with me. So her boyfriend started forming the relationship with me. He started coming into my room, just started doing all the stuff what I just came from. It was like it was just a merry-go-round. Here we go again, let's ride the ride. He started taking me to King's Cross. I was 10 years old. I didn't know that I was going to be a prostitute, but he took me there to start selling me. I thought if I do this stuff for these people, that they're going to love me. That they're going to spend time with me. I don't know, they're going to want me around. So I just kept on doing these things to please them. It was normal to me. My mother's youngest sister, she come on over to Australia and saw that I wasn't a happy child. I started opening up what had happened to me in Australia. She shipped me out of Australia and I went back to New Zealand. So I went to my uncle's and he never sexual abused me again, but he abused me in physical ways and ended up started making me do stuff like growing weed and how to grow weed and how to sell weed and that. So I did all that for him to make money. I started stealing, I started getting into drinking, I started getting into smoking cigarettes at first, and I started smoking weed then. I started going to parties, and I started to mistreat people. I used to fight, and I enjoyed it. I put this other face on to be strong, to be tough. It was all a face, so nobody could hurt me again. And I ended up living my life like that. I'd hurt them before anyone could hurt me. And I started working as well in a butcher shop. And from stealing from my butcher shop, I ended up getting found out and I got fired. So from there, I had no income, I had nothing. I had no family, and I started going back to what I knew. And what I knew was prostitution. I was making money out of weed, I was making money out of whatever I did. So my love became money. You gotta remember where I came from. I come from nothing. I had nothing, I had no shoes, I had nothing at all. So I met my wife when I was 22. I met the woman who I'm still with to this day now. My wife had 4 children. We had some really good times in that time. And then I lost my job. Here we go, losing my job again. So from that, I went into drugs again. I met people who were in gangs. They could see that I was a person who could make money. They wanted me. I wanted to be part of something. I wanted to have a nice house. I wanted to have nice stuff. I wanted to have everything. I wanted to be everything. I had aspirations. I got into the love of money. I could do anything with money. I could pretend that I'm somebody else with money. I didn't have to worry about what had happened in my past. Stuff happens when you are doing all that kind of selling. You start seeing a lot of stuff. I was going too far. My wife had had enough. She left me for a while, and I went into a darkness that I had never ever been in before. I didn't think that I'd be able to help my wife anymore. I didn't think that she loved me anymore. And I thought it would be easier if I just committed suicide and she could be with her family. This is how I felt. No, not how she felt, how I felt. I didn't have the will to live because of what others had done upon me and what I had done upon others as well. So I felt very guilty of what I did, and I felt very embarrassed, and I didn't want to show my face anymore. I turned and told my wife that I'm suicidal, that I don't want to be here anymore. I don't deserve her. I don't deserve her children. She told me that I needed help. I didn't really want help. I just wanted to die. But because of my love for my wife and for her kids and that, I says, okay, I'll go and get help. I had to go to the specialist, and he put me on pills. I've been on pills for a long time, and I wasn't a man. I wasn't a man at all. I wasn't a man around my family. I wasn't a man bringing money in. I've always put this thing up that it's always been, you're always portrayed to be someone else, so no one can see that behind what's really happened inside you and what that really scared baby I really am. My wife was very scared for me. She was very scared that I was in this dark place. Our kids, they were scared for me as well. I didn't realize how much they loved me. I had no clue about how much they loved me. And that's when I decided that I needed to do something, when I felt the love from them. I knew I needed help, and I wanted help. I wanted to change for my wife, and I wanted to change for my kids. I went to this course, and it was hard to go in at first. Something told me to sit in the front, and I never sit in the front. I saw Cliffy and his wife Indrani up on presenting this course, but I saw my life on the board. I saw that I had no love, and I saw where the seed was coming from. The rejection of when I was like 3 months old, father leaving, and that's when I realized why I haven't got love, why I don't feel love, why I don't give love, why I don't even think of love. And I went home and I said to my wife, there's this forgiveness. They say if I can forgive people, that these barbed wires are gonna break from me. And I opened up my mind, I opened up my heart, and I was opening up to anything that I could get out of this program to make me a better man, a better person, or a better whatever. I need to do something. I have to do it for my family and for myself. And on that day, I rang up my dad and I said to him that I'm sorry for rejecting you throughout my life. I rejected you because you rejected me. And I thought that I would just reject you and reject you and reject you. And he was trying to get into my life, but I rejected him. I was doing the same as how I felt he did to me. I said to him, but I'm saying I forgive you. I've forgiven everybody who's done anything wrong to me. And now I'm free. I'm so blessed that I got the opportunity to be on this course. And if anybody else out there who think that there's no nowhere to go, feel like there's nothing, their life feels like it's blank and they're in darkness. They need to call out and they need to get to this course, because this is the course that will save people's souls and save their lives. I haven't felt how it felt like this ever in my life before. I think it all to God. He saved me from the darkness and brought me into the light. If it wasn't for God, I don't believe that I'd be living for much longer. He's helped me without even me knowing that he was in my life. These times when I was committing suicide, he was the one in there who saved me. He's been the one in there who's kept me alive all these times. It's been him who's been there, no one else. It's just been him. And I have to give all my grace and all my honor to the Lord and his son, Jesus Christ. And that's why he died on the cross for us. I've got no sins. They've been all forgiven. And I've forgiven all these people who have done sins upon me. My life is just starting. I know I might be 50 odd years old, but I've just started my life. It's taken me this long to actually see who I am and what I am. Everything what was before this time was all put into me by others. Now God's in me and I see God and I see what he does in a beautiful way. For about 6 years I've been seeing a psychiatrist. I'm not on those pills no more. Anybody who know me, if they're hearing me or see this, they know where I've come from. They know exactly how I would not be talking like this. Even being vulnerable, sitting here with cameras. But I'm doing this because if there's anyone out there who has been brought up or has been put in situations like I have been in my life, and there's a way out. There is a way out. You just gotta believe. I wake up every morning and I want to live. I see the blue sky. I see a world that I want to be in. I want to be with my wife. I want to be with everyone around me. I want to be with everybody. I want to share. I want to talk to people. I don't want to be isolated anymore. I just want to give my love to everybody, and as much as I can give to anybody. I just see all the goodness that I can give to people and all the goodness that I can receive from people. Now I've realized what I can be and what I've got the possibility to become.